Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the middleweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, Unibet, That Prize Guy, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Chris Dean. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black, trimmed with red, and weighed in officially at 162 pounds. He has 20 professional bouts to his credit and comes to us from Narva, Estonia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dimitri Dima Protkunas. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with orange and black and weighed in officially at 163.4 pounds. Hailing from Essex, England, he had a stellar amateur career and now as a professional is undefeated with 3 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Joe Cooper!
Okay, fellas, you both know the rules. I want to see a good, clean fight. I say break, you stop punching, take 1 pace back. Protect yourselves at all times.
Well, a bit of a hug there from trainer Joe Gallagher to the young fighter Joe Cooper in his 4th professional fight, boxing in the white and black shorts against Dimitri Protkunas of Estonia in the black and red shorts. A tall and rangy, and let me tell you, robust fighter indeed. Cooper straight out on that front foot, trying to take the centre of the ring. Nice and relaxed. And he's got a good steady jab to him, Louis.
Lovely sharp jab there. Again, another very tough opponent. His jab's firing straight away. It's nice.
Ultra relaxed is Cooper. Doesn't for a second look like he's going to get carried away in any moment at all. This is just generally the way that he fights. He just knows what he needs to do and has got a particular way in doing it. And so far, so good. Undefeated. Just 19 years old, which is young to be in this pro game. But the amateur scene isn't for everyone.
Very compact there as Dimitri. He's not open for much, so be interested to see how he tries to make the openings.
You're right, he's got a good tight guard as Protkunas. That's what he does with all of his opponents. He's kind of a big character and just stands there. Big structure to him. And again, can look a bit unorthodox at times. But I've seen people hit him with everything in the kitchen sink and he's gone nowhere. Well, so far, Louis, Protkunas It's just allowing Cooper to do what he wants, isn't he? This is almost a bit like the opening round of a sparring session, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely just getting warm. I'd like to see Joe start working off the jab now, maybe bringing a left hook around the side and then go from there. But first round, very good, nice jab.
The jab is almost the only shot which he's thrown so far, but he's just measuring his man up, just trying to gauge that distance. And again, these early fights in these fighters' careers are so important. They're all about learning, especially when you're as young in the fight game as Joe Cooper is. Boxing runs in his blood for sure. He's a cousin of Billy Joe Saunders, who of course achieved a lot in professional boxing and may well be making some form of return, we hope. We'll have to wait and see on that. You'll probably know better than us.
He's actually my manager, so yeah, I'm pretty sure he's coming back. Joe's brother Charlie, very good as well. So yeah, boxing family.
Boxing just is one of those sports, isn't it? It's one of those ones that tends to run in a family. There's very rarely just one person who does it, who's involved in it. This is what you tell me, you're the only boxer in your family.
Just me, and then my little cousin's coming through as well, very good fighter.
Nice overhand right there from Joe Cooper. I'd like to see him just start hopping and going through the gears a little bit now. Nice, solid right hand there from Cooper.
Again, as you said earlier, he's very, very tough, Dimitri, and there's not many openings there.
And for a big man, he makes himself very small, doesn't he? Got a tight guard, those elbows stay tight into his body, and those gloves stay tight to his face. Not many openings.
Nice uppercut there.
Cooper found one.
A lot of jabs there to bring Dimitri's hands up, so I'd like to see something off of that.
Joe Gallagher, I don't know how much of this is being picked up on the ringside effects mics, but he's just kind of talking Joe Cooper through this fight. Almost every, not thing which he needs to do, but just steering his fighter on the way through here. And Cooper is responding and doing exactly what he's saying almost every single time, which is good to see. Protkunas yet to really try and make any form of attack, and I don't know if that's just because the jab of Cooper has just disrupted his flow, and every time that he's tried to, I say it, and he almost goes in for one there, but the straight shots of Cooper have done well in terms of keeping his man at bay. That's what I'm getting at.
Definitely, and sometimes I think it's the hardest opponents when they're not really trying to win and they're just tucking up, they're very compact, very negative. It's a bit frustrating for Joe, it looks like.
But as a fighter, what's going through your brain when you've got someone like that? Because you've used the word complacency, and rightly so, not necessarily just in this fight, but the previous fight as well. It must be really easy to become complacent when you've got someone like that in front of you, and then all of a sudden, something can come out of nowhere, right?
Definitely come bursting out, but Dimitri doesn't even look to be doing that really. He's just tucking up, negative, so there's not really many openings. Like to see him touching Dimitri's gloves a little bit more and trying to work off of that, but it's a hard opponent to look good against, that's for sure.
Seconds out, round 3.
Well, round 3, this one scheduled for 4. And Cooper just straight out on that front foot with that jab, which he throws so nicely. And the corner of Cooper just reminding him everything comes off of the jab. And nice to see an attempted attack from Dimitri Protkunas.
Nice body shot there.
Protkunas didn't like those very much. One left hook to the body and one right one, and he got himself off the rope sharpish. Cooper just having his own way here with these straight shots over and over again. Not too many of them are getting through, but Dimitri Protkunas barely thrown a punch in this round. You must have heard me, Louis, because all of a sudden he started to do something.
Yeah, little swing and a hook there from him. Well, very much the same as what we've seen in the previous rounds there. The man from Estonia not doing too much at all, or giving Cooper too much to think about. But the main card is not too far away now. Owen Cooper versus Chris Congo will be a cracker. And Chris Congo looking in great shape. Cooper coming off that fantastic fight with Eko Esserman last summer. That really was a great one. And then Liam Davies, I've never seen look so content. Looking very happy in boxing against Walker. And then the one which my co-coms Louis Edmondson looking forward to the most, probably for business reasons more than anything, is with Taylor versus Troy Jones. And then it's the big one, Anto Kakachi versus Lee Wood. Two of the nicest fellas in boxing, who I'm sure won't be very nice to each other when that opening bell sounds. But plenty coming up live on DAZN from 7 PM, so make sure that you stick around. And there's more action to come on the prelims as well. Joe Gallagher just shouted for his man to switch on there. It's been an uneventful contest, this. Not really giving us much to talk about at all. The corner of
Cooper, just shouting for him to just up a tempo ever so slightly and start putting a bit more weight behind the shots. That's hard, Louis, isn't it, when you've got someone who's so negative in front of you? You can't look good against someone like this, can you?
Nah, that's very, very hard, very hard.
Good body work there from Cooper. And again, the Estonian stays around for no man and gets himself off those ropes.
It's tough as old boots and very negative with little openings. It's, yeah.
I sense that when we speak to Cooper later on, he'll be a tad frustrated with this one.
I'm sure he will. Just
long old camps, and you don't really get to show what you're about when you've got an opponent like this.
It's hard. You can't show really what you can do when there's nothing coming back and there's not many openings, you know. At the same time, he doesn't just want to rush it and be falling in and looking silly, but it's, yeah, he's not giving him much to work off.
Good sharp jab and right hand over the top there from Cooper. He had his man stood still for a second, but he soon woke up and got himself out of there.
Falling him on there, sort of frustration. I better be happy to get that one out of the way and move on.
Absolutely, I'm sure he would have been happy to hear that final bell there. Bit of disappointment on his face, I'm sure not for himself, Cooper, but more for that fight. Certainly not one we're going to watch back in 10 years, but they can't all be barnstormers, can they?
Definitely not, and it's job done, on to the next, and that's it.
But Cooper clearly got plenty about him. But he just needs the right person in front of him to bring it out of him. And that'll come. That'll definitely come. He just needs the right opponent, the right time. And as these rounds go up and the fights go by, I'm sure we'll see it. But Thomas Treiber is posed and ready, so we'll go to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Chris Dean, scores the contest 40-36 for your winner and still undefeated, Joe Cooper.